As you can see, as the attribute name has a double underscore at the beginning of the attribute, and this is the way of how we can kind of achieve the privacy in Python. However, I know if you are a Python master, because I have research about this, and it was a very good research because there are a lot of opinions, but no Python attribute is truly private. There are ways to access this data if you want. However, if you want to try to follow the rules of object-oriented programming, maybe you want to handle your private variables in this way. This is the only way that we have, if I'm not wrong. All right? So let's continue with another interesting concept that we also know in other languages, which is setter and getters. Let me show you this. All right, master. In other languages, as I told you before, we have private, public variables, and also we used to have setters and getters. Those methods are dedicated to accessing and changing attributes. That's basically what they do. In Python, not all the programmers call them getters and setters because they don't exist per se. Alright? However, we have kind of a Pythonic way to access and modify attributes if we want to use them. So let me show you this. Here we have a way to kind of get a private property using the property decorator. We just have to create a function with the name. In this particular case, the name is going to be name. And as you can see, I'm just returning the private name attribute. This is going to be a getter. And then we can use another decorator here, name.setter. And this is the way of how we can change the private attribute using this function. As you can see, it is going to receive the name property, and then I'm just going to override the existing name that we have when we instantiate it. So as you can see, this is a kind of a getter, and this is kind of a setter, right? So setter and getter, I know if you don't want to call them this way in Python, it's fine. But if you're like me and you come from other languages such as Java or C#, this is the way of how we can achieve those interactions or functions or methods with Python in a Pythonic way. Okay, master. So for instance, first of all, when I create a person, you can see that I'm sending the name John. Okay, this is the A. And when I print the name person, the name, it is gonna return John. Okay, because I am using the getter name over it. Okay, and then I can override the name property by the setter. Okay, and I'm just changing the name to John, from John to Jane, and then I'll be using the getter again to get the person information.